The world speaks of peace as if it is a gift, a dream, a fragile illusion wrapped in hopeful words. But peace is not a gift. It is an outcome carved by power. Without power, peace is nothing more than a fantasy told to children. Look around you. Every era of history, every kingdom, every empire, it was never kindness that built them. It was strength, always strength. The strong shape the world, the weak are shaped by it. That is the only truth that has never changed. I have watched the weak cling to ideals, justice, freedom, equality, meaningless concepts. Do you know what equality is? A lie told by those who fear the weight of true dominance. The weak demand fairness because they cannot rise on their own. They beg for rules to restrain those above them. But tell me, why should the strong chain themselves for the comfort of the powerless? Why should a lion stoop to the level of sheep? It is not justice. It is regression. Power is not evil. Supremacy is not cruelty. It is nature. Look at the mountains. They do not bend for rivers. Look at the sky. It does not lower itself for the earth. Nature does not negotiate. It dominates. And yet humans, they create systems to deny this truth. They hide from power, disguise it, demonize it, because they know once true power is revealed, their illusions collapse. I have no patience for illusions. I have seen the truth with clear eyes. The world is a battlefield, endless and merciless. Every word, every alliance, every promise, it is nothing but a mask for control. Weak rulers speak of unity, but unity is nothing without an iron hand to enforce it. The moment that hand loosens, chaos returns. Order is born only through domination. Peace exists only under a supreme will. And that is why I do not fear to claim supremacy. Let others tremble at the thought of being hated. Let them cling to fragile notions of morality. I will not. I will bear the weight of supremacy. I will shape the world as I see fit. Because the truth is simple. Without someone strong enough to enforce order, humanity devours itself. And if no one else has the vision, then I alone will carry it. That is power. That is supremacy. People fear strength not because it destroys, but because it exposes their weakness. They fear leaders who do not bend, because such leaders remind them of their own insignificance. But insignificance is not a crime. It is the natural order. Not everyone is meant to rise. Not everyone deserves to lead. A tree cannot touch the sky if it refuses to grow. A man cannot claim greatness if he refuses to sacrifice. The weak will always serve the strong. That is the balance that has kept the world alive since its beginning. And yet, the weak dream of rebellion. They gather, whisper, hope for revolution. They call it courage. But what is rebellion against the inevitable? Futile. Even if they rise, they will be crushed by a force they cannot comprehend. I am that force. I am the inevitability they dread. And when the dust settles, they will kneel. Not because they want to, but because they have no choice. That is the destiny of the powerless. Do you know the irony of power? It is lonely. The higher you rise, the fewer there are who can stand beside you. The world calls you arrogant, merciless, cold. They call you a tyrant because they cannot understand. Supremacy is a burden the weak cannot carry. To dominate is not only to command others, but to endure the isolation of standing alone. And yet, I embrace it. For supremacy is not a curse, it is liberation. When I look at the world, I do not see equals. I see pieces, instruments, resources to be bent, guided, reshaped into a vision greater than themselves. The weak resist this truth because they cling to individuality, to pride. But pride without power is meaningless. Individuality without strength is nothing but noise. Only those who have risen through fire, who have broken their chains, who have transcended weakness, only they are worthy of being called human. The rest are shadows. Supremacy is not about crushing the weak, it is about transcending them, rising beyond the limitations that bind ordinary men. It is not cruelty to rule, it is cruelty to allow chaos. Those who lack vision will never understand this. They will call me a monster, a dictator. But history has always judged the strong with fear, while living under the order they created. And when the world stands silent beneath my will, they will realize I was never their enemy. I was their savior. Because peace will come, not the fragile, fleeting peace born of treaties and compromises. Number, that peace always crumbles. I will give the world eternal peace, not through words, not through ideals, but through supremacy, through the crushing weight of absolute power, where no rebellion can rise, no chaos can spread, and no illusions can survive. The weak will finally be free of their own choices, their own chaos, their own destruction. They will hate me for it, but they will live because of it. And so I say this: do not be deceived by false ideals. Do not be blinded by hollow morality. Strength is truth. Supremacy is destiny. The weak may resist, but their resistance is meaningless. For in the end, the world belongs to those with the will to take it. I am that will. I am that supremacy, and nothing can stand against me.